Hey everybody, we're doing a video today about the drummer track. We're going to give you 3 tips to make your drummer track sound way better than just the default. Keep in mind that if you like this type of content, that you should subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can come back. In the description below, there's a link to the membership. We have a really great program for members of this channel. And if you're interested, we do one-on-one lessons, but that's neither here nor there. What we're really here to talk about today is the drummer track. This is the Bluebird drummer, and I just pulled open one of the singer-songwriter defaults, and I want to actually just push play and let you see how underwhelming this is. I mean, there's a whole system of adding presets in Logic. They could have done so much with this. And yet, when you first push play, the very initial time, that's exactly what it sounds like. So here are the 3 tips that I would say to make this better. One of them, use the producer kits right from the beginning. So let's do this. You can come over in the library. The library is this button at the top. You'll see which kit is loaded, the Bluebird. You go to the producer kits at the bottom, and you just find the same one. Now, this in and of itself doesn't make it sound better, but it gives us a few things to work with. One of them would be something like the room sound. So let's go into the mixer, under room. I'm just going to add a compressor to this. Make 4 adjustments. Brings up the room tone that was recorded when these samples were recorded. And we have already a little bit more intense, nice sound. I like it. I like adding some of that more ambience into there with a compressor on the room sound. Number 2, let's go into our actual drum kit and let's make sure that we're happy with some of the sounds that we have here. So when we push play, I'm going to click on each one of these instruments, and we'll have some options for how we can change it. And that's what I'm going to be looking at. I get to customize the drum kit however I want. Change out the kick, the snare, the cymbals, the hat, the toms. And when you go into the producer kit, you have so many more of those options. So that's number 2, is actually customizing your kit a little bit. Last but not least, I want to talk about using the actual drummer functionality. So you get to come through and on the matrix decide what type of pattern you want. We can make it more complex. We can make it louder. We can change the patterns. We can go halftime with the snare and the kick. But there's some more too that you don't want to forget about. If we click on the details button here, you'll see we can do a push or a pull feel. So we can actually just ramp it up a little bit. We can also add in more ghost notes. And if we want to have a little bit more variation with the hi-hat, we can do that here. We'll just leave it in automatic. Don't forget, we can also change the number of fills that are happening throughout the entire thing. Okay, so between those three things, you're going to be able to really sculpt the sound that you want. One last bonus thing would be to use some of the really cool vintage emulation tools that we have in Logic. For instance, the channel EQ comes on this particular preset with nothing there. It's just ready to go. Maybe instead of using the default, maybe come into the vintage EQ collection and do something like this, which is an API emulation. You don't have to do too much with this, but I do like maybe adding a little bit of the normal EQ that we would be doing, but we have this punchy algorithm on the output that can really add a little bit of spice. And when you're using the compressor, don't just always use the default. You can come through and mess around with the different algorithms and get one of these that you really like how it sounds. Something like an LA2A type thing or 1176, whatever you want, but you can experiment with these a little bit to get a sound that makes sense. But change the mix amount so that you're doing something like kind of like the New York style drum compansion, where we're actually putting these together a little bit with the natural and the compressed sound. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for this. Hope these tips were useful for you. Hope that you're using the drummer track. It's really epic. If you're interested in this type of content, let me know. We'll be doing more of these slightly shorter format videos, but I just really hope that this is something that you're finding useful. Talk to you later.